Today's video, ladies and gents, is going to be on Tesla. Again. Well, sorta.
Tesla, HYLN, Nikola, Virgin Galactic, NIO, Netflix. Tesla, HYLN, Nikola, Virgin Galactic, NIO, Netflix. Tesla, HYLN, Nikola, Virgin Galactic, NIO, Netflix.
Sorry guys, I just kind of had to kick the algorithm into overdrive right there. This video right here is going to be covering the most recent companies that I've made a Is It a Buy video on. Considering this is the first iteration of this series, there's going to be the most recent 7 companies I've made a video on. But in future episodes of this series, it will be the most recent 5 companies that I ended up making Is It a Buy video on. So once more guys, this is going to be over Tesla, Hyliion, Nikola, NIO, Netflix, The Gap, and Virgin Galactic. So 7 companies right off the bat. And I'm going to be covering what the stock price of that company was when the video went live, what my overall thoughts on the company were, if I was bullish or bearish, and wrapping up with my final thoughts and my final statements on the companies and where they're at right now, and checking to see what my final record is over all the companies, whether I have a winning record or not. We're going to get into it. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it.
I don't mind if you don't listen that much, but some of y'all don't listen at all. The same shit they be pushing your buttons. Got a grown man having withdrawals. I don't mind if you don't listen that much. Yo, I just
Welcome back everybody, or if you're new here, my name is Sean Lucas, and I usually make Is It a Buy videos on companies that are either relevant or in the news recently, or ones that have really just been on my radar for a bit. But I also make vlogs as my second video per week, and those vlogs are mainly based around this paperclip trading up challenge that I've been doing. And I gotta be honest guys, it's tons of fun. So if you haven't checked those out, make sure to do so, and those videos are pretty cool, so I think you'll enjoy it. But moving on to this video, and like I said in the intro, this video will basically be comparing the companies that I made Is It a Buy videos on, and comparing what my thoughts on the companies in the beginning, and comparing them till now, and seeing if I was right or if I was wrong, and if I have a winning record or not. And I don't want to waste any more of you guys' time, so let's get right into it. Alright guys, now starting off with Nikola. Nikola really, they have this really cool honey badger mock-up for a truck that has tons of signups, so they should be doing pretty well. Oh yeah, and let's not even forget about their really competent CEO, Trevor Milton, I think his name is. But enough talking about things that everybody knows, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Now, during the filming or publishing of the video on Nikola, which was published around June 26th or 7th-ish, Nikola was priced at $63 and like 53 or 7 cents, something like that. And since then, the stock has moved around a bunch, going as low as $28.25 and bouncing back up to the $47 mark on August 14th, now just chilling at the $39 mark as of now. Well, now let's get into my thoughts of what around Nikola during the time of that video. In that video, I was a little skeptical about Nikola. I didn't like the funny feeling I would get when I researched and saw videos of their CEO. Especially with some of the headlines I was reading over this company, it really concerned me of how this company was being run from the inside out. And I'm talking mainly about the cab patent of the semi-trucks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead, click this video and go into the Nikola portion, or I think in the description there's or you know what, I can just put it in the description of this video too. But back to my thoughts on Nikola in this video. Even though I didn't flat out say Nikola wasn't a buy, but it was very clear, I guess at least to me, that I was not going to be buying Nikola anytime soon, nor bullish on Nikola in the long term. So for Nikola and our first contestant of this whole series, I didn't say it was a buy, and it saved me about $24 per share. So I'm going to be chalking this one up as a dub, which makes me 1-0. And I'm pretty excited about that. Moving on. Alright guys, for our second contestant we have The Gap. Now for this video, I think it was one of the first videos I did, Is It a Buy, or something along the lines of that, but I was showcasing 5 ways that you can research a company before investing into them. Obviously, this wasn't this isn't every way that you invest into a company, or every way everything I do to invest into a company, but it was just showcasing 5 ways that you could do it. And the reason why I made this video is because during that time, it was recently dropped that, or news that was recently dropped that Kanye West was going to be exclusively working with Gap for his clothing line. So this video was really fun to make because of all that news and hype around it. During the filming and publishing of this video, the stock was priced at about $12.09. It dropped down to $11.07 for a little bit, but it has steadily raised all the way back up to $14.50 or something like that, where it's sitting at now. My main thesis on this video was that I didn't think that the Gap was going to be around for 50 plus years, regardless of having Kanye working with them for what? Their contract is for 10 years or something like that. Right now, Gap is sitting about 16% below the price control, which is where the majority of people have bought in at the specific time frame that I've chosen to look at on this chart. Which, guys, I fully expect GPS or Gap to trade at the same prices before the pandemic, before all that happened, or maybe even higher one day. But just by looking and feeling at the trends, both on a chart or in person, I still don't think that this company is going to be around for 50 plus years. In the beginning of 2018, the stock traded about $35 per share, and it is down nearly 60% since then. But I am a man of my word, and I will admit, since the time of the video, in my is it a buy statement over this company, the price has risen, which means there was an opportunity for you to make money. Whoa, not financial advice, for me to make money. Woo! So I was wrong on this one, at least for the short term. That makes my record 1-1. Moving on. And moving on to NIO as our third contestant. NIO was a company that I was really pumped on, and a video I actually had a lot of fun making. This video was published on July 12th, and I really think if NIO plays every move like they're playing chess, they could really give Tesla a run for their money, especially in foreign markets. Currently, they have 3 different vehicles. They have the ES6, the ES8, and the EC6. And during the time of the publishing of this video, or I guess the time this video came out, basically, the stock price was chilling at $13 to $14, and really since then it has stayed relatively the same, touching $10.42 for a brief moment, and is now chilling at $14.07. Overall, I really do like NIO, and I like their cars. In the video, I kind of bashed them on the quickness of the cars, because I guess my whole main point during this whole thing was, if you're going to be spending relatively the same amount of money, I would want at least to have the ability to go into ludicrous mode. And if you don't know what ludicrous mode is, it's basically Tesla's quickest mode. NIO does a great job on the range of their cars. They are very consistent throughout every vehicle. That's something that, you know, Tesla doesn't have. Some cars, you know, the low 300s or high 200s, and going up to, you know, high 300s or something like that, you know. So I did really like that about NIO, but it wasn't enough for me to go, yeah. If I was like just on a consumer standpoint, if I was stuck in between two things, you know, Tesla or NIO, and I was like, I only got $60K to spend on something, why wouldn't I want the one that could go into ludicrous mode if I'm spending the same amount of money? So that was my main point about them. Overall, I really do like NIO, and I think they are one of the few EV companies to actually, you know, be able to do something and have a future in the field. So I will say I was long on the stock price, but the stock really hasn't moved up or down, or at least that much at all. So I think we have our first tie on the series. So my record is now 1-1-1, keeping close to my roots as a Detroit Lion over here. We got a tie.
Stafford upfield and throws it away as time runs out, and this game ends up a tie.
Moving on. All right, now moving on to our fourth contestant, which was NFLX. This video was very different compared to the other videos that I made, or at least I think so, because I did a lot more voiceovers than I usually did. I did that to try to save some time in the editing field, but it actually added a bunch more time to it, which it was fun, I guess. This video I remember not doing as well as the others, or as I anticipated for the video to do, but I guess decent videos of mine go in the range of 200 views to 400 views. I have one that's might be in the 500 view range. So I guess, you know, I can't really be that upset about it. Anyways, when this video came out, it was July 17th, which the stock was priced around $490. There were scares of the earnings report coming out, and the stock started decreasing and dropping in price rapidly. And really, it dropped 10% from their all-time highs in just one day, and that was even before the earnings report came out. When the earnings report did come out, it dropped 1 or 2%, so not as bad of a drop, but they did end up missing earnings, which really surprised me. Since then, the stock has relatively stayed in the same range. It's chilling at $493 right now, I think. My thoughts on Netflix during the time was that during the lockdown, there was a huge surge of subscriptions. I think it was 16 million. And I guess that's to be expected, because during that lockdown, I mean, there was nothing else to do. And I guess moving past the lockdown and this whole pandemic, eventually we'll be out of it, and this won't be an issue for us anymore. But I do see theaters slowly being phased out, and streaming services taking over and becoming like your main source of going to see new movies. Obviously, I'm not smart enough to come up with a game plan. Otherwise, I'd be working with them. But I mean, I can kind of form an idea around it. And something that I've heard in a lot of conversations is that I guess naturally with pandemics and diseases and viruses that come in, that usually the second wave that comes in the following fall is usually worse. So my thoughts around Netflix is that if that whole statement is true, then our second wave that should be coming in fall will be worse. Maybe we'll be put in another lockdown, which I would only assume. Markets never repeat, but they sometimes rhyme, and that would mean that, you know, another huge surge of subscriptions would come in. And that would only leave me to believe that the stock would move up. That's just me. So in the video, I was bullish, and I am still bullish on Netflix and I guess streaming services in general. But seeing how the stock price has stayed relatively in the same range, I'm gonna have to chalk this one up as another tie, and our overall record is now 1-1 and 2.
And this game ends up a tie.
Moving on. Now, guys, we are on to one of my favorite ones out of this whole bunch. We're on to the fifth contestant, Hyliion, or SHLL, or whatever you want to call it. It's another electric vehicle company that I was actually really pumped about seeing, and the video that came out did pretty well. This company was in the same video as the Nikola video, but I was more bullish on this company opposed to Nikola for a couple reasons. You know, Nikola as a starting company, they basically had to start from scratch. In Hyliion, they have the ability to retrofit their product onto already existing semi-trucks, which is huge because their market is massive. So I felt like they had a huge market, and it's something that doesn't cost nearly as much as, you know, buying a whole brand new semi-truck. The stock price during the recording of this video was at $19 to the $24 range. It moved around a bunch because of all the hype around EV companies at that time. And since then, it has peaked at $34 per share, dropped down to as low as $17.99 per share. But now it is settled at the $29.90 range. So, however, I do gotta say, there was room to make money in this company during the time for me, not you guys, unless you talk to your financial advisor, of course. And I have always been bullish on this company since the second I started researching it. So that brings my overall record to 2-1 and 2. So moving on. All right, guys. The second to last company that we're going to be covering is Virgin Galactic. A lot of you guys actually liked this video, which I was very surprised because I was worried because my autofocus. I was being lazy and I put autofocus on my lens thinking that it was gonna move when I moved, but it actually was just out of focus the whole time. So I'm glad you guys liked that shitty quality video. Anyways, but during the filming of this video, Virgin Galactic was priced around $19.09. And like I said in the video, I showed that it was in a volume pocket, which I figured it was gonna start moving very quickly back to the price control, which ironically was the next support. And that's basically what has happened ever since. The stock is now sitting at what, $16.96, I think, which is 60 cents higher than the price control, but you guys kind of see where I was talking about. In the video, I also said if it did happen, which I was actually pretty certain that it would, I said it was probably a great time to talk to your financial advisor to see if it was a good time for you to hop into that company. But me, you know, I didn't have to talk to mine. I just hopped right in. So overall, I know and I think and I'm trying to tell people who are thinking about getting into this company that it's a highly speculative play. It's a, you know, there's a lot of risks that come with space tourism and you know, high-speed travel, because that's another venture that they're going to be hopping into. But that also means that there's a lot of room for profit, but you know, high risk, high reward scenario. Because like I said in the video, I think space is, you know, the next venture that the more we push and push and push and get better technology, space is, you know, gonna be the next step for us. Maybe not from me or my kids or my grandkids, but probably my grandkids, assuming that we just don't blow up the earth and ruin everything. That's probably why we're gonna leave. But the price of the stock really didn't move that much, or it moved exactly how I thought it was gonna move, going back to the price control. But just like NIO and Netflix, I think we're gonna have to write this down as another tie. And just so we're clear, I'm still bullish on this company. So going into the final company and the final video that we're gonna be comparing, my my overall record right now is 2, 1, and 3 ties.
And this game ends up a tie.
Yes, the final company. A company that a few people had laughed at my assumption on this company moving forward regarding the stock price. And we're talking about my favorite, and I assume a lot of your favorite, Tesla. On the day that this video went public, Tesla stock price was about $1,423. And by the end of the day, it got up to $1,539. And some people, not all, thought I was crazy that Tesla stock price still had some room to keep on moving forward and going up higher and higher. But since then, the stock price has literally skyrocketed further into space. I think it's cruising at $2,053 right now, and it has literally touched $2,090 some odd dollars at its high. So, I mean, this thing is boogieing. So let's just say if I had bought 5 shares when this video went public, right now, hypothetically, right, yeah, I would have been up 42% on my, you know, position, or like $2,100. No, what is it? Oh, $2,900. And what's even crazier is that Tesla's all set to do a 5-to-1 stock split by the end of the month. This would reduce the price per share of each stock, or each share of stock for Tesla, allowing more and more retail investors to hop into, you know, Tesla at a cheaper price, which I can only assume is going to, you know, bring more demand, which would increase the price, which increases the company's, the overall company's value, you know? Tesla has a ton of things going on for them right now. I've done a bunch of videos on Tesla, so I'm not gonna, you know, explain it to you guys, because I know you guys know about Tesla. Like, this company is game-changing, really. So in my opinion, Tesla has the products and the facilities and overall company presence to back up, you know, that stock price right now. So just moving into the record portion, I'm going to mark this one as a strong dub. So the strong dub brings my overall record for the first 7 companies of this series to a strong 3, 1, and 1. Let's not talk about those 3 ties. All right, guys, so to start wrapping up this video, I gotta say it was pretty interesting to see where some of the companies and the stock prices had ended up since, you know, publishing those videos. Because some of the companies I really hadn't looked at, especially the ones I said it wasn't a buy, or the ones I wasn't, you know, fully sold on. I really hadn't looked at their stock prices since the video went live. But, you know, even looking at the ties that I had with all the, you know, the 3 ties I had, it wasn't like, if I was in those companies, it wasn't like I lost money yet. Those are, I mean, they were ties because they stayed in relatively the same price range. Most of them, most of them, according to me, just really haven't made that move up yet. I mean, even with Virgin Galactic, I said that it was going to be dropping down to the price control, or damn near close to it. And when I said that was going to happen, I kind of said that was going to be a good time for me and for you to talk to your financial advisor to see if it was a good time for you to hop in. Overall, guys, I am very pleased to see that I've only had, one loss so far in this series, even though I did see, Gap or GPS, I did see their stock price moving back up to pre-pandemic levels, maybe even pushing higher, but it was good to see that I only had one on there as a loss. So, well, guys, that is all I have for this one. I hope you enjoyed this new kind of style. I know I say that with a lot of videos, but this, I do have my Is It a Buy series. I have my paperclip trading up vlog series, and this is something cool that we're gonna do in increments of 5. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go and check out the paperclip series. We're starting to get some serious traction on that. Other than that, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
All I'm on if you don't listen that much. But some